Well, we know we're scheduled for our main event, but what is the physical condition of the champion? Hell, what's the physical condition of the challenger if Atticus Cogar found him in the back room?
Well, that's
here we go.
What's the mental status of Ron Mathis at all times for that matter?
Well, I would suggest more unhinged than ever. I think the Premier Championship was that one little string holding Ron Mathis together and keeping him from going off the deep end. We don't have that anymore, and now Ron Mathis has nothing to lose, and that scares me.
And I think I can't believe I'm going to say this. Ron Mathis just hips well. Ravishing Ron Mathis, perhaps.
In his mind, yes, I believe he believes that.
I would like to camp out for one day in his mind. And let's remind people.
I don't think it'd last that long.
Well, that's a good point. But we do have a number one contender, and his name is Chris LaRusso. Now.
And you know what else?
There you go. That.
I'll also mention that J-Rock put himself into the equation earlier as well, because without J-Rock calling Gory out, Mathis wouldn't have that opening to injure Gory, so it's almost like the walls are closing in on the New Age plan.
Well, that's a good point. And, as we believe, as we had seen earlier, Ron Mathis went after the leg, so we need to keep in mind, we need to look out for that. That could be his Achilles heel. Actually, I guess it would be his Achilles leg.
Mathis has been a Premier Champion for a cumulative 399 days. If he defeats Gory tonight, he'll hit 400, and he'll hit the history books.
And that's going to be even more blood that you're going to hear from LaRusso's court. Could you imagine Ron Mathis if he sets that record? You know how long we would hear about that?
Hell, he'd be breaking his own record if you think about it. As you see the champion, it's hard to notice, but I do believe that knee has extra tape on it. As a result of that assault earlier, Gory is favoring it. He's walking very gingerly. It is not like Gory to show pain or weakness. So the fact that Gory is unable to hide that injury shows me there's some significant damage done.
Absolutely, and that's what Ron Mathis wanted to do. Mathis, for as much as we joke about, the man's always got a plan. It might not always be drawn out to sometimes be drawn on in crayon or other substances, but
Mathis takes pride in being trashy. He's not offended by whatever that was sprayed all over his body. Thankfully not in his eyes. That should have been over already before it started. Will Gory have what it takes to survive, or will we crown a new champion and start the road to Mathis versus LaRusso, and what would that mean?
Mathis wants to get this started.
Is the challenger, Philadelphia, Ohio, weighing in at 203 1/4 pounds.
3 times, you count! 3 times! Soon to be 3 times Premier Champion!
If he wins tonight, he will be the 3-time Premier Champion.
Well, no matter who you are, when Mathis is with you, you're not the loudest guy in the room. Or the most obnoxious.
You got to really be
Or the most
impressed.
repetitive.
You got to be impressed with his cardiovascular strength.
Representing the culmination. Iowa, weighing in at 178 pounds, he is the Premier Champion, the New Age Plague,
Well, I look at Gory's face, and I know that the mind and the heart is willing. Is the body able?
At least as far as tonight goes, when we're talking Fallout 2019, this is the rubber match. You mentioned it earlier, the rubber match between Zoe Sky and Miss Hana. But we're going to have a rubber match here that who's going to gain the advantage between LaRusso's court and the culmination. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to point out that Calvin Couture did in fact pin Andrew Powell.
His daddy didn't pay attention to him.
Well, I understand that's a huge victory for Calvin. I understand the champagne is flowing.
Oh, I gotta go.
No, stay here. As Gory, it would behoove him to get this matchup over with quickly, certainly. Gory beat Mathis the last time these men met at 0 Hour to capture the title. But certainly that was 100% Gory. And we're far from that right now. Mathis takes out the knee once again, and all of Gory's momentum just shuts down.
Come on, Gory! Come on, Gory!
Let's say that was a sarcastic encouragement on Mathis.
I think that goes without saying. Although Mathis is not going to complain about being able to torture Gory a little bit more. These men have a rich history in and out of Premier. And Mathis was smart. He's unpredictable, he's chaotic, but he was smart. Gory's agility, his quickness have always been his chief, most dangerous weapon. Mathis has shut that down really before this matchup even began.
Just a matter of time!
Mathis, not a guy that you want to give any kind of edge, whether it be physical or psychological. And that's what Mathis has right now. And part of Gory's game is that aerial offense, and without that leg, he's in trouble.
Oh, it's only getting worse. That knee driven almost from overhead of Ron Mathis. Crowd certainly coming alive for Gory, but
well, they can chant all day, but Ron Mathis is going to be taking it to Gory. He's going to focus on that leg, that knee, this entire matchup.
Without a doubt.
Well, there you heard it. Forever, says Ron Mathis.
Absolutely. And Mathis, I'll tell you what, as impulsive as he is, as impulsive as Ron Mathis is, he's been as focused and calculated as I've ever seen him in this match. I question what kind of Mathis we were going to get if he'd be completely off the wall. But Mathis realizes the danger Gory provides and presents, and Mathis will do anything to get that championship back.
Well, you mean off the wall well, I was going to say as the normal unhinged Ron Mathis is.
And it's Gory with a hard right to create some distance between he and Mathis, and now to go in the pursuit on the offensive.
It's hard to get a brace on one of your legs where you can't use that as your pivot foot for all that power. Some of those shots may not have the normal effect that they have.
I agree with that, Mathis.
Well, Mathis just said he's a genius. Mathis is having the time of his life right now.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I rarely am.
2 count only. And it's scary to think about as just making Gory exert that energy. Gory can't kick out because of the damage of that knee. So Gory having to use his upper body strength to remove Mathis. Think about this, BC. This is Ron Mathis in a good mood.
I couldn't tell the difference.
I mean, to my estimation, obviously he's certainly about not having the championship, but he's got everything going his way right now.
You know, we've been talking about raids and parties and such.
Oh, Gory!
I was going to say, what would Ron Mathis party be like, but I don't think he's going to be able to attend any parties, parades, or shindigs right now.
Probably in a dumpster somewhere. And Gory takes Mathis down. This is normally the time Gory would fly, but he doesn't have that in his arsenal right now.
We know Gory has a lot in that toolbox.
And again, the knee just wrenched out from under him.
And he landed not only on his face, but also landed on the side of that leg as well. Bad place to be if you're Gory. You can almost feel that Premier Championship going back.
Oh, and the knee on the edge of the ring frame. That's metal and wood.
You know, if you tear that ACL, that ligament comes apart. It's almost permanent injury. It takes a long time for guys to come back from, a long time for guys to heal and get back to 100%. And that's what Gory's risking right now. Not only the championship, but ligament damage and potentially a lessened career because of what Ron Mathis is doing. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Gory, the cradle, 2 count only. And again, that's the thing with Gory. He's not going to let on if he's hurt. All freaking day.
Well, let me write that down on my notes as well. All freaking day and forever.
Mathis is treating Gory like a plaything, like a toy. And under normal circumstances, I would say that is a major mistake. But man, I don't know what Gory can do at this point. That knee is so immobile.
Well, what can the mouse do when it's in there with the snake? The snake doesn't always just devour it whole. It takes its time.
And Gory, I think, went maybe lung blower, but couldn't brace himself on that knee. And now Mathis, variation of a figure 4 leg lock. But could you imagine Gory tapping away the Premier Championship?
I'd be almost impossible. I almost can't envision that scenario. We saw Mathis going in there for better leverage. He was throwing that elbow into that knee. Everything Ron Mathis is focusing on now, we saw earlier on tonight. And you got a good look at it, so you know firsthand what it was like down there and what Gory was actually going.
And Mathis all over the ropes for illegal leverage.
Watch it.
The official detected that time, I wasn't sure. But yeah, Gory had a very, very difficult time standing even on one leg. He couldn't put any weight on that knee whatsoever. And he's only had, 2 hours to recover? This has not been in any way enough time to alleviate a potential injury. As Gory tries to turn over, must send pain rushing throughout his body, but Gory has turned Mathis to his stomach. And now Mathis uses the ropes defensively.
Well, that's a smart maneuver. It's a smart maneuver to use them offensively as well, but... You saw when Gory landed, he almost tried to favor not to land on that knee.
Yeah, and it affects the impact he can get. Got the lung blower that time. I don't know if that's adrenaline. I don't know if that's caution to the wind, if Gory knows he has to, if that's Gory being stubborn and sacrificing his anatomy. 2 count only.
Gory may just be saying nuts or trying to get that tape off just to almost try and get some feeling back into it. You see him just kind of attacking it. Try and get those nerves to work a little bit better so that pain almost shuts itself down for a second.
And Gory says, Mathis in Mathis. Tunnel was into the knee.
Well, Mathis just said all day, so apparently we're going to have a lot of Ron Mathis.
Hear the crowd come alive for Gory. I'm not sure. I don't know. Mathis is still competing without straining his vocal cords. But in any event, back to the knee.
Well, Mathis is also a conductor of sorts to the people.
Mathis taking great pleasure in what he's done. Agony on the face of Gory speaks volumes.
And you mentioned earlier, I don't think people can understand enough. Gory is not one to... Oh, well, wait a minute.
Gory hangs on. Clasps the feet around the neck and able to take Mathis over with the modified Hurricane Rana. And Gory gets the elbow up. Mathis, for the first time in this matchup, may be in danger. Mathis measuring Gory, who does not have that quickness he normally would, but Gory counters.
Gory's able to get some distance, try to create some offense, but can he keep it up? That's going to be the key against Ron Mathis.
Back suplex connects.
This might be the first actual time we've seen Ron Mathis down for an extended period of time. He gets back up now.
And Gory! Fighting the hand! Certainly not the hand that feeds him, but the hand trying to take away his livelihood! The tornado DDT!
And even Gory... Wait a minute, covered.
Could this be all? No!
And I don't know if that was everything Gory had on that pinfall, but even propelling himself off the ropes, trying to walk, trying to move, trying to do anything. Just kind of takes it to you.
Yeah, and Gory desperate at this point. Gory's trying to fight any way he can by staying off his feet. New Age Plague on top of Mathis.
Come on, Gory!
Gory is a unique innovator of offense, and he's going to have to put that to the test.
Now, QAS. Oh, but Gory couldn't get the momentum. He couldn't run in with the speed he normally would like to. And now, Mathis. Texas Cloverleaf variation.
Joe, you asked the question earlier, are we going to see Gory tap?
I have a hard time picturing that, but it's possible.
I mean, we're never going to hear that. We're going to hear that from now until next month and the following.
Oh, Gory's close. And notice Mathis now zeroing in on the injured knee. All the pressure on one side of the body. Mathis is ready to end this thing, but Gory will not die.
I was going to say, you see, Mathis had that in there deep, but relented for a second. Gory was able to get to the rope.
Why won't you die?
Well, that's a question people have been asking Gory as long as they've tried to defeat him.
It's my belt!
It was for 399 days, but Mathis either finds a way to figure out Gory or will have to learn to let go.
Okay, that shot there, he's a little bit above the knee, trying to issue a Charlie horse to that thigh muscle. And Joe, you see, it's what I said earlier. You see Ron Mathis, when he throws that punch, he sets himself a base so he can get all that momentum behind that punch. Sometimes you just got to let people know.
Well, it's not forever right now. Gory said it himself. He made forever forgotten. Mathis. Could be desperation.
I think Mathis is, in his eyes, in his mind, toyed enough, and he's ready to just take his prey and get it over with.
Yeah, I think in Mathis's eyes, he could have ended this whenever he wanted, and now realizing that's not the case. Gory went for a sunset power bomb, but the knee gave out again as soon as the legs, the feet of Gory hit the canvas. Hey, Gory! Able to take away the balance of Mathis!
Well, that certainly took an interesting turn to Mathis.
New Age Plague! Can he do this? No! Oh, Gory tried to go springboard with all of his weight on one leg, and again, that hesitation allowed Mathis to zone in again.
I understand what Gory was going for, but I think this is it.
Oh, yeah. Tombstone. We've seen Mathis win the title this way before. Gory rolls through. Trumps Mathis. Gory retains the championship. Ron Mathis is incensed, but wait a second. That's Dave Kitch. Mathis did not hit the magical 400 days. Chris LaRusso still the #1 contender, but it looks like we have another party in the fray. Dave Kitch has Gory's championship, and that in itself could be a death sentence.
I love this is a smart move by Dave Kitch. I don't want to question big deal Dave Kitch, but obviously we know why he's out here.
Gory wants his championship. Wait a minute, here's why. It's a distraction, J-Rock. Handful of hair, Gory's already hurt. Oh, now J-Rock drills Gory on his neck with a pile driver. You heard J-Rock stake his claim earlier tonight. He's tired of not being the center of attention, and J-Rock's got the Premier Championship.
Joe, could this be a sight of the future?
You don't give it up one time! One time!
The walls keep closing in on Gory and the Premier Championship. Could J-Rock Daddy be the next Premier Champion? Could J-Rock Daddy turn Premier upside down?
Well, Joe, that's to be determined, but I just want you to think about this for 1 second. For the first time ever, Premier Championship Wrestling could have a champion that they give it up for one time, and that's J-Rock. This could be the future of Premier.
Where does that leave LaRusso? Where does it leave Mathis? How does the culmination feel? Premier Championship Wrestling, the contenders for the gold continue to grow, and the playing field is more competitive than it's ever been.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one time for your next Premier Champion, the greatest professional wrestler walking God's green earth, J-Rock.
Next Premier Champion, I feel like J-Rock knows something we don't. Have J-Rock and LaRusso talked? What's the deal here?